or the comments. So if you want to join us live, I will give you my link because it seems to work. Or groupmakeithappen.com/shift. And the password is password, all caps. So if you're on Facebook, you want to join us over here, we can actually answer your questions in the chat. If you're on, whatever. But welcome to those that are here with us tonight for Thursday Night Shift. We're excited to have you. We hope that you enjoyed tonight's topic. We're going to dive into in a minute, but we do like to start with a question because it kind of allows people, I don't know about you, but a lot of you guys are here on time or a little bit early, but there are some that kind of just trickle in. So we feel like this question gives kind of like that opener, right? Like to get things going as people trickle in. So if you have any team members that haven't yet joined us, send them the link, remind them. And yeah, Heather, why don't you go ahead and, we don't know what the question is, but why don't you go ahead?
I'm just doing this one off the cuff. If any of you are live on the Zoom with us tonight, be sure to use the chat feature. Don't unmute because we're going to have a lot of people on here, and that way we can make sure we see your question and we save all the chat because all the questions get answered in there, so we can send that out to people if they need the notes in the chat as well. And welcome everyone. So tonight our topic is covering join packets in its entirety, whether that is a opportunity packet. Monica is clapping. She's like, heck yes, I need this in my life. Whether that is join packets for possibility packets, whether that's a new team member join packet, and also how to sprinkle join throughout everything that you're doing, because you should be leading the way with join first. Then we will host some parties. And lastly, I'll sell you some product, but in that order. So we are really going to be focusing on this tonight. So our opening question for all of our Superstar Director panels, and if you'd like to answer in the chat, the question also, just to tell everybody your answer, you totally can participate in the chat. Here's the question, ladies. Where are you so, Callie is so scared. She was closing one eye like, what the heck is she going to say? Where did you get your last recruit, and what type of join information or conversation came about? Like, how, kind of give us the background of what's happening, of how you got your last recruit. Who wants to go first?
I can. I'm going to be honest, and because I feel like that is always the best policy. I have not been on my sponsoring game. 1000% will be honest, but I will tell you, my last recruit, I'm going to give you two actually. My last recruit actually was my housekeeper. That I'm going to count. The other one, she's no longer with us, and I know she's not going to see this, and the girls will laugh because they've heard some stories, because we all get those, some that are just need a little extra help in life. But the one that I'm going to count, she was actually my house cleaner. I hired a housekeeper. She loved the bathroom cleaner so much, and she joined because she wanted to get the bathroom cleaner and use it for all of her clients. So that was her. So never forget that if you need a service in your life, that you never know when that could, become something that works out for your business. My other one, she may get on here, who knows? She actually was a friend we weren't super close in high school, but she always followed my social media. And so just following social media over time, finally she asked, hey, what if I wanted to do this? And that's how she joined. So sometimes I think it's important that we show up, even though we don't think that anybody's watching, because you just never really know. Jody?
Okay. I also kind of have two stories. And again, I always believe in honesty being the best policy, because sometimes people look at a superstar director and they're like, they got it all. It's easy. It easy comes, whatever. Here's my story. So I have two recent recruits. One, actually, Heather met with me. We were on a little road trip at the coast of North Carolina. We were eating breakfast. Some of you guys might have even seen the picture we posted of us having a working, kind of like a brunch. Well, the waitress was super duper 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 cute, and we talked and we did all these things, and we talked about the business. Obviously, she wanted to know what we were doing. She decided that it would be in her best interest to join. And here, Heather, can I tell them what you said? I can. Okay. So Heather, of course, was paying the bill.
Well, I don't remember what I said, but I'm sure it's clean. I'm sure it's good.
All right. So this story is so good. If you guys are new to Thursday Night Shift, this is kind of how it goes. But Heather always fights, no matter who she's with. She fights who gets to pay the bill and who gets to leave the tip, right? And it's just this big thing we always had. So I paid the bill, I think, and Heather left the tip, whatever it was. I'm not really sure. But she's always got to be like,
it was 50.
It was $50.
Yeah, because I told her to put it toward her starter kit.
Yes, she did. She's like, well, if you decide to join, here's a $50 tip. You were great. Put it towards your starter kit. And I'm like, wow, that's a really great line, like a segue into that conversation. Lo and behold, the girl did join. I was super excited. Not only did she join, but I really liked her. I thought she had such a cute little vibe. She ghosted me. Nothing. Doesn't respond, completely ghosted me, broke my heart a little bit because I was like, oh my God, I don't want her just as a recruit. Like, I go to that part of North Carolina all the time. I was like, oh, she's so fun. And now she doesn't even want to be my friend. So I just love that story because we always get excited and we always think every time we get a new recruit, they're going to be the next best thing, or the opposite. We might think, oh, they're not going to do anything. And we're wrong. They turn out to be the greatest asset, right? And then the other recruit I got is from here. And it was actually her husband who's like, how do you get my wife hooked up into this? She wants to be a stay-at-home mom when we have our family, and I need her to get going. So she has just started. And it's just simply about talking. Heather met her too at the cornhole tournament. Heather, come back to North Carolina.
I'm seeing a trend in all of Jody's recruits. Heather was present.
I'm seeing a pattern here, but no, we went to a cornhole tournament on another separate trip to North Carolina within the last few months. And Heather and I we were the scented sacks for the cornhole tournament, which obviously people are like, what does that mean? And that's how that conversation started. It's a friend of mine, his wife, so on and so forth. So it's for me, both of those were conversations. None of them were join packets necessarily, but they were just real conversations and fun. So,
well, before you pass it to Jen, I'm going to say Heather's coming to Utah soon, so you never know.
Yeah, you never know.
And so before I go, I do want to say you have not lived your best life until you've gone to dinner with Jody and Heather, because you want to have some fun. Put it on your board right now to go to dinner with this group of people, because, oh, what happened? Why does everything happen to me? Because
I don't know what's happening, so just bear with us for 1 second. If you would like to return your cameras on and unmute yourself, Jen, and tell us, you're more than welcome. You just never know what people are going to share. So, I don't know what I did.
Okay, I'm locked out. I mean, no, can you hear me?
Mm-hmm.
But it won't let me start my video. And my chat has been disabled.
Okay, I am working on this. Continue your story. There we go.
Oh, everybody's coming back. Okay, here we go. Yay! All right. See, and it always happens to me just to kind of keep me on my game. I forgot what I was talking about, so we're just going to move on.
Go into dinner with Jody and Heather.
Oh yeah, and I kind of miss them, and I miss all of my people, and I just can't wait for life to be back to normal. And aren't we all just tired of living in this little like crazy world that we're living in? So many blessings came from it because so many of our businesses were changed, yet I just want to get back to normal. So my last recruits, I'm going to tell you guys, I've been doing these darn bingo parties. I know you're all like, start yawning right now because Jen and her bingo parties, I'm still doing them and I'm flipping them like crazy. And these people, like I just had this week, 2 of my people earned Sensational Start Level 3 from bingo parties. So that's pretty darn exciting. And the last one was a girl I went to high school with. I graduated from high school over 30 years ago, guys. And so we haven't really been in contact much at all, just basically Facebook. And she contacted me about doing a Scentsy party. And so, yeah, and now it's insane. So I'm super excited. And I truly believe with all of my being that the best way to help somebody become successful is to do their launch party with them if you can. And it's being proven over and over again. You don't have to be in their house. You just have to be there to support them in some way. Okay, so who's next? Is Melissa?
I don't see them
Jill
on. I don't know where Melissa and Jill are at, but
okay.
I can go real quick. My keyboard just started typing I-T-T-T. I thought, and it wouldn't stop. I don't even know what happened. I think we just got hacked, like the pipeline.
Oh.
I think that's what just happened. I don't know. In any case, you can join my team at myscentedlife.com, hackers. I'll take you. I don't know what's going on, but I need you. Speaking of recruits, my last one, it was a QR code party, Facebook party. So the past two QR code parties I've done have been both over $1,000 in sales, 2 bookings off this last one. It was so good that she is like, yes, I want to join. And she used we thought she was going to use the $59 host exclusive, ended up just purchasing the $99 because she also is a realtor in the area. And so she could really take advantage of making her own closing gifts, doing her little pop buys by dropping off more wax for the warmers to be able to have those touch points with all of her clients and customers. And so it only made sense for her. Turn this party in, take it yourself. It's really hard to say no when it's that great of a party. And she already actually referred me a consultant that was not previously on my team, but wants to come back and reinstate under me because she's not necessarily doing it as a business, but she's a great connector and is sending people my way. So I didn't really use a join packet with her. It was just really setting up all the perfect storm, if you will, with a really great party. And she realized how awesome an opportunity it would be, plus the tax write-offs that she is getting. Okay, so we are ready to just dive in fully. Join. Who wants to share their join packet first? So I guess either one. I've got one sitting here. I know a lot we shared was our join packets on last week's call. And a lot of us use the same contents for everything now. We don't necessarily make separate packets for anything. Whatever the person is inquiring about or asking about, just call it that. So like when someone says, oh, do you have a business card on you? Oh, I don't. But you know what? I have one of my fun sample packs on me. Here you go. And it really is an opportunity packet with just some samples in it. Just call it whatever they're asking for. And it really just turns out that way. Plus it looks like you're just giving some extra stuff to them. So Jody, do you want to share yours first?
Sure.
All right.
You know, kind of like what Heather just said. I think back years ago, we used to have separate packets for here's the hostess packet, here's a join packet, here's just some information. Like I used to make postcards that were just about how to use the product on one side and some business information on the other side. And I think since then we've kind of streamlined the process a little bit and kind of just combined everything. So in front of me, I have 2 different packets. I don't have a new consultant packet because, well, I'm out of them currently and I have to make some more tomorrow, which is not a bad problem. I just got to get caught up. So a few days ago, I went live on, I don't know where. I went live somewhere and I shared in like real life how I was using this packet, because sometimes it's hard to figure out like, okay, what's the best time to interject or bring this, like Heather said, this sample packet up. And I'll share this, but Heather's really, really good at conversating and fitting in Scentsy into every conversation. And that could be a Zoom all of its own. But I call these nice to meet you packs or nice to meet you sacks, whatever you want to call them. And this is just like, I think this is a 5x7 little Mylar baggy thing. I love these, right? I use them for everything. And so I'll show you what's inside here. And again, I think this was also shared in Monthly Movement. And then I'll share with you how I used them most of the time, specifically the last 2 times. So let me open it. I hope it's not too loud. Sorry. Okay. And again, these bags are on Amazon and they come in multiple varieties of sizes and they are just the best. So inside, of course, everyone likes something fun. So I don't want everything to just be business related. So I have glitter or, you know, like paper confetti, a pen, because who doesn't love pens? I mean, I'm an office supply freak. This alone would bring me joy. And of course, candy, because candy just, when you see it in the front of the packet, people are like, oh, this is so sweet. They have no idea what's inside is free samples and opportunity for another business. This instantly, just from the beginning, the presentation makes people happy. Now inside, I have a card, in which again is in the monthly movement. And it says, we live in a crazy world right now that could use a bit more joy, happiness, and kindness. Fragrance is a powerful force and one that can evoke memories and emotions. So during my travels, I love to hand these samples out in hopes to make you smile and your day a bit brighter. Watching others find joy in the small things is why I love to share my business. If you like what's inside, if you like what's inside, please feel free to shop anytime. If you have any questions at all, please feel free to give me a call. And I didn't rhyme that on purpose. It just worked out well. And then I just have my information, right? And this is just on cardstock, made in canvas. Simple, simple, simple. Nothing fancy. Oh my God, I'm gonna make such a mess with my glitter. And then I have a scent circle. I particularly like Be Fabulous for this type of packet because I'm telling people, hey, you're awesome. And that's why they're getting the packet. I'll get to that in a minute. So this is just a great circle to go in it with a thank you sticker on the outside and a handwritten note on the flap. And it says, it was so nice to meet you today. I hope this small gift makes you smile. Hugs, Jody. I've got some body samples, something super simple because they're always washing their hands and then using lotion. So these are great and they're flat and they're easy to put in there. Excuse me. An opportunity postcard, which again, I made and printed myself, and then a Scentsy Club postcard. These pretty much go in everything that goes out of my hands. Nothing leaves my house without these two pieces of information. And then I toss in a few wax felt samples so that they can get what the idea is. So how do you hand these out? Like, well, what provokes this kind of conversation? For me, it's good customer service. I love when I get good customer service. Now, I don't really love the store Ulta because I think their customer service is sometimes lacking. Well, when I went in there last week, this super cute girl helped me with my makeup, and she didn't make fun of me because I was older and didn't know what I was doing. Like most of them make me feel like. So after I made my purchase, I reached into my purse and I went back to the floor and I said, I just want to thank you. I truly enjoyed shopping with you today. You were super kind and very, very helpful. And I'd like to give you this small gift. Her face was just like, what? Really? And I'm like, yeah, you are just wonderful. I go, there's a couple of, samples in there for you to try. My information's in there. I'd love to know what you think. And then I told her that the scent circle hangs, in case they don't know, I'm hoping it's self-explanatory. One thing that I do lack in, and the question just came up, Tina, is how do you follow up when you hand them out? I need to get better at asking for their information. That's a given. I should be doing that. And I'm not always doing that. But you can use Amy to do that. Basically, not to keep beating a dead horse, but my party packs, any other type of packet, any mail that I send out to my customers always includes the opportunity postcard. And where's my packet? Hang on. I also use the join packets from the store as well. These are great. And then you can get 25, I think, of these for $3. So these are a great tool you don't even have to create anything. You just go to the store, add them to a party, and you can have them. The other thing that they also have are these amazing folders, which I just got in a few days ago. I don't know exactly what I'll put in here or how I'll use them, but I'll bet you they'll be inside one of these bags because I love these bags. And that's pretty much all what my join information consists of. It's a little bit of fun and a little bit of business because I want them to know that we're professionals in both. So I hope that helps a little bit. Yes, Dottie, it's somewhere in the monthly movement group. If you can't find it, just send me a private message and I will do my best to get you the information that you need. So Kelly, Heather, Jen, who wants to go next? Everyone?
I will say if you go to the monthlymovement.com/files, that will give you access to all of the daily topics that we did in the monthly movement. And there's still, try and think outside the box as much as possible. Is it a customer thank you that you might add something join into it? Is it like actual, Sparkle recruiting packets, join, like that type of stuff? But we're pretty confident it's all there and we'll continue to add files there also. I also want to add that Heather and I were kind of talking before this, and we know that a lot of the questions is, where do we get the files? Where do we get this? Where do we get that? So I will go next because I'm talking, but I'm going to say, it's hard for us sometimes to provide files for things because, for instance, I'm not going to just show you my Sparkle packet, which I can definitely provide files for, which is my info packet that I would give out. But I also am going to share what I give or what I send out to new consultants. But if you're in our group, me giving you the files for that doesn't serve you anything because you don't know if your people get them or not, right? So it would be kind of pointless. And if you wanted to ask, you could, but because there are some people in the group that do and some that don't. Like I don't do Jen's group because Jen handles hers just fine, right? So that type of stuff. So that's something to keep in mind is we don't want you to, and on that aspect of join like welcome packets, we don't want you to duplicate maybe what your leaders are already doing, but you can use them as ideas or follow up in that aspect. So I'm going to actually start with what I currently am sending to new consultants that join within our team or in our group. Now I will also add that when I send, we used to do big packets. We had a small and a large, and if they were in our team, they got a large packet. And if they were in our certain paying generations, then we would send them a small packet. And at the end of the day, what we continuously heard back was that people were only remembering the magnet that we sent. And so we really went ahead and we just simplified in a lot of ways. And we went to literally this little packet. Now I will say this, if it is something that someone that I personally sponsor, that may change. Because based off of what our conversations have been, what our interactions have been, did I already maybe provide them a basket party, like, an on-the-go party, bag party, that, maybe they live in another state. And so it's actually cheaper for me to just let them keep it than for them to send it back to me. Things like that. So just kind of think outside the box in that aspect. But here's what we have been including with ours for a while. And again, I will take pictures of these and put them in a file that will be linked with this video, but I probably won't provide some of the files I'll provide, but also keep in mind, if you're in my group, you might need to reach out and to find out if your people are already getting it so that you're not spending money on things that you don't need to. So the first thing that we do, I forgot one of the items because I just threw it together. Okay, hold on. Where did it go? There it is. Okay. So that's not it. There's an item missing. Okay, we'll figure it out. I've actually been having somebody help me with my welcome packet, so things are a little ski-wampus. So first of all, I just start with a welcome card, basically welcoming them, telling them who we are, and that we're a part of their upline. And then on the back side, it has, and I'll kind of read it to you, and again, I'll post a picture of it, but it's saying, welcome, that you're currently an essential consultant, and what their next step is to become certified, because to get to any other level within Scentsy, they need to become certified, right? And so it talks about their launch event, getting active in a race to 1,000 in sales, to write down what they want out of their business, to complete their first things first checklist, because it's always important to reiterate the tools that Scentsy offers, and to complete the exercise that I've included, which I'll show you in a second, to schedule their launch event within the first 10 days and reach shooting star, and then aim for sensational starts level 2 or 3. I don't even talk about 1 because I want you to go for level 2 or 3. Book 2 Scentsy events from your launch and 2 friends who couldn't make it. So reaching out to those, reminding them if people can't make it, you can still reach out to them. And then to join us for connection and learning. And I have our website that has a link to all of our connecting opportunities, which include things like our Saturday calls, these Thursday night shifts are, and that way, why I do it that way is because that link gives them the opportunity. If I need a change, if we add something, like we added more things during monthly movement, all of that, then they are able to go ahead and have access to that document. So that's why I really love this card. The exercise that I include, and you guys have seen this before if you've been tuning into our Thursday night shifts or any other trainings that I've done, but it is these Scentsy checks, and we have access to these files as well. And basically it's hustle and heart will set you apart, and it's to write their dream check. On the back, it says, why? Why did you join the Scentsy family? What are your Scentsy goals? Why did we send you this? And then it's visit groupmakeithappen.com/why to get the details. And so I just made a cute little video telling them how to fill this out, what to do, but basically it's about what dreams would you make come true if money wasn't an option? Because I want new consultants to start dreaming big and thinking about what their Scentsy business can provide. And if they don't do it, then they don't do it. And then they're in the same position. But if it's somebody that's a dreamer and a go-getter, I want them to dream and go outside the box. Here's the magnet that I talked about. And it basically just links them to our group page. And it also links them to our Saturday super calls with the phone number so they can stick it on their fridge. They already always have the information. And then this I've definitely put out there before, but it's a little bookmark. And it is, I'm going to reach certified in, and each little bag on here is 1,000 or 100 PRV. So when they check all of those bags off, then it gets them to 1,000 where they get certified. And then on the back side, I have the sensational start levels. So level 1, 2, and 3, how to qualify. And it's been a while since I've looked at this because I made it a while back. It doesn't say what the reward is, but it's just how to qualify. So that is literally what we send to new consultants to welcome them to our Scentsy group and our Scentsy team. And then, like I said, if it's a personally sponsored individual or something like that, then I might do something a little bit different. Maybe it's some samples, maybe it's some, who knows? It's all going to be dependent on the situation. And I think that that's what's important. As a sponsor, I think that the best thing that you can do is get them connected, because once they're connected, then they can start getting all the information and getting going. So if you are new to sponsoring, if you've maybe got some of your new team members this month, you haven't yet sponsored, and so you're like, I don't even know what to do. That's the best thing that you can do, is just get them connected with your group, with your team, whether it's Shift, whether it's your calls, whether it's your group pages, any of that. Okay, so now we're gonna move on to my Sparkle welcome packet. So Jody mentioned those folders. That's what I use. I use these little folders, and we call them Sparkle packets because that's what my mom has called them for years. And if they have confetti in them, then they're even more sparkly, right? Like Jody's. I'll be honest, if I am sending customer mail or like a join packet, I don't put confetti in it because I don't want them to not like me because I put confetti in it and made a mess. Maybe after they joined, once you join, then you'll get all the confetti and all the sparkles. But beforehand, we're gonna hold that back a little bit. You're gonna get surprised. So I just put I love finding fun shaped sticky notes. And so I just do a hand little note that says, hope you enjoy these goodies. If you have any questions, let me know, with my information. I have a Scentsy Club thing. I have Join the Journey, Change Your Life, which I'm sure you've seen this floating around. If you have seen this floating around and it has somebody else's picture on it, I'll be honest, I just put a white box over it in Canva and then put my stuff on the top. So that is that. And then on the back side, I actually have earn party information. So host and earn easy as 1, 2, 3. I always included Scent Circle. I actually also have that same check, but I have a different sticky note on it. So I say, write this check to yourself and dream big. Text me a picture of it if you loved what you saw and are ready to take the leap and get started towards your dreams. So I'm already like planting that seed of this check. And if they didn't fill it out then and they get another one, then fabulous. A handwritten note, and I'll tell you what that says in a second. I've got the brochure, and I always do a catalog. And if you missed it in the monthly movement, I still have those stickers on all of my catalogs, which says, get an extra item, get this extra when you host a scented social, scratch to reveal. And I did a Facebook Live in the monthly movement with all the files and everything on this. And then, okay, so some of you may have seen this already, but this is a what if sheet, which I know it's gonna be really hard for you to read because I put them 2 to a page, but it's basically, what if my family doesn't support me? What if I've never done anything like this before? What if I don't know what to say to people? What if I'm not like all of those what if questions that they might come up with themselves. That is all in there. So that is what I include. Here's what my card says. And I needed to rewrite it on that. So it just says, you're getting this because you sparkle. You have something special that caught my attention. I'm always looking for people to become a part of our Scentsy family. So here is a Scentsy product for you to try, the Scent Circle, and some information for you to review. If you'd like to learn more about what Scentsy has to offer, please contact us by phone or email. We'd love to talk to you about a bright future using your great sparkle. Here's to creating your Scentsy story. And that's what I put in there. So Heather or Jen?
Jen, would you like to go, darling, or?
Sure. So I am, okay, you guys, those who know me know that I am the simple one. I'm the simple girl that doesn't do all the things because I'm not creative. But I am going to tell you that I am a very good copier. And so anything that you see, anything that I give out is stuff that I just copy from people. However, I'm also going to tell you that I've been pretty successful with recruiting. I've earned annual mentor most years. And the thing that has gotten me the most recruits is my mouth. It's not anything I've ever handed out. So if you're feeling a little bit stressed out and worried about, oh my gosh, I need to upgrade all of this, I need to do that, I need to do whatever. It works, it all works. But the most powerful thing you have is your story. To have a conversation with someone about what Scentsy has done for you will bring you more people than anything you can ever create. And I'm not saying, like, not to downplay what anybody else is sharing. It is all super great. It's all super important. And people probably look at me and think that I'm a loser because I didn't give them like all the cool things. But I will show you, honestly. So I've been traveling the last 5 weeks a lot. I've been on a lot of airplanes. And here is what I was handing out when I had a conversation. Here's the other thing. I used to give something to everybody I came across. I used to leave every hotel room, every waitress I ever came across, every person that I loved, I would leave them a sparkle pack. I would write out 50 at a time of those notes, exactly what Callie said, and randomly give them out to everybody. Do you want to know how many recruits I got out of the probably at least 300 packets that I gave out? Zero. Never, ever once did I get a recruit from giving it to a random person. Now it's different. What Callie was saying is giving it to someone that she's talked to and built a relationship with and all of that. But I used to just randomly hand all this stuff out. I completely stopped that because it just didn't work for me. So, and it's probably because I was awkward. I just probably didn't do it right. But I just keep it super simple. I keep these on hand in case I come across someone. So I created this postcard that I completely copied from somebody else that just says top 10 reasons for joining Scentsy. If you are new, you don't need to have this. What you need to have is a heart and your voice, because that, again, is what is going to get you recruits. If I were a brand new consultant and I joined Scentsy today, I would 100% go on and I would buy those flyers that Jody was talking about. You get 25 of them for $3. I've mentioned this before, but the Scentsy Success Store is a nonprofit organization. They do not make money off of us. They sell everything to us at what they pay for it. So I would give them one of those because it tells them everything that they need to know. I would make a little sample of wax. This one just happens to be Coral Waters. I put the name on it. I would put that on there and I would make sure my information was on it. And I would have a conversation with them. I would say, listen, you have nothing to lose and everything to gain. This company has changed so many people's lives. I am brand new, but I'm so eager to grow something amazing. And I'm looking for a few friends to do it with me. So if I were a brand new consultant, that is exactly what I would say. So for those of you that are new, don't stress, don't worry. You don't have to go to Vistaprint. You don't have to do anything. You just have to have a voice. And you have to share, you have to have passion, and you have to believe in our company. And I think that that is the most important thing. Our company is the best company out there. And I will go to my grave saying that. You will never, ever, God willing, persuade me to join a different company because I believe so strongly in this company. And I think that that is, and I believe, I mean, so many of you are the same way. So it's, in my opinion, it's not necessarily what we give out. It's this way, it's what we give out from our heart. So have the conversations, get uncomfortable, practice. That's the big thing. Is the first 500 times I talked to somebody about Scentsy, I said the wrong thing. I was embarrassed. I was sweating. My armpits were bleeding, not bleeding. They weren't bleeding, I hope. They were just dripping. Dripping is probably a better word. I always get hives. Like I am the biggest hive person ever. Like I always have tons of hives. It's awkward. It's awful. I am so uncomfortable, but it's so worth it to me because I know what this could do for you. I know that if you're willing to put in the time, I don't care what you come from. I don't care if you quit school in 8th grade. I don't care what your background is. You can be successful because anybody can be successful if they are willing to do what it takes to make this happen. You just have to be willing. So what you give out is super awesome. Give it out. Whatever you have, do it. But if you don't have it, don't worry. I saw somebody write, who can afford to do all of that? You can give absolutely nothing. Everybody has at least a bar of wax where you can break off a tiny little sample and give it away. And they always say, what is the saying? It's not what, it's how you made them feel. What's that saying? It's not what you say, it's how you made them feel. Is that right? Something like that. So if I make somebody feel amazing and I give them a tiny little orange sample of wax with my name and my phone number handwritten on it, it's going to go so much further than this super awesome fancy join packet that I also have available. Because I've been a consultant for 13 years and this is my full-time job, and I was able to retire from my job, and this is what I do. So now I can give these out, but I recruited just as many people with a piece of wax as I do with this fancy packet that I spend a lot of money on. So I really, really, really want you guys to all understand that and believe it and know it. Do not worry about any of this, which I love giving out, by the way. So I'm not downplaying this. I'm proud to be able to do this now. I'm proud that I can copy my friends who are super artsy, creative, and amazing, but I don't need it. That is not what's getting me recruits. So I know I'm beating a dead horse, and I just want you guys to all know, copy whatever you want, do what you can afford, do what's right for you. Don't feel like you have to copy anybody. Take what you learn and make it you, because there are so many amazing ideas. You can just watch stories. You can go on Facebook or Instagram and just watch stories and get all the information and ideas that you want. Honestly, you don't need to ever go anywhere except for the monthly movement page. And you can run your entire business for the rest of your life on that page, just updating things through the years. Like, there are no excuses. I'm listening to the book, the girl that just spoke to us, what was her name? I'm reading her book, The Stories that, it's the stories that, thank you, Kendra Hall. I'm listening to her book on Audible right now. Like, I am going to really work hard, because I will say, you guys have all heard my story about the whole school bus thing. I have recruited more people from telling that darn school bus story than anything else. And I want to learn how to learn more about different stories of things that have happened to me and be able to share them the right way. So again, I won't go into what's in all of my packets sitting here, because I do have the fancy stuff, but I just want you to all know that start with your story, start with conversations, and you will go so far in this business. Your passion will take you to the top.
100%. And I have so many notes of things that I want to cover that I'm jotting down right now. And I'm not going to show you my join packet either, because it's exactly what Jen says. It doesn't matter if it's a piece of sliver wax, if you dug it out of a tester and threw it in a bag, or melted it on a cotton ball and gave them your own handmade business cards, or better yet, when I first joined, it was white cardstock, and I printed labels on my computer, and I stuck my label to a piece of cardstock and cut them with scissors. That was my first business card. So it doesn't matter what it looks like, what the contents are. It's, do you have something to give someone in a conversation? That's number one priority. Number two, this is my 12th direct sales business. For those of you know that my journey, I joined at 18, my very first company. Never recruited with any of these other businesses. Scentsy is set apart from all others because we have fragrance is so powerful. It takes you back to where you were in your childhood or at your grandmother's house on a holiday. It evokes memories. People love fragrance. You have to get the smell under their nose in order to get the sales, if that's what you're focused on. But that's what starts conversations. That's what gets parties booked. That is where you start getting your team members. I never in my entire career had a sponsor send me a packet, send me a welcome postcard, send me a girl, here's this, here's that. I never received nothing. Here's what I want to say to you that are hearing and seeing all these things that you're receiving. You getting a starburst or a postcard is not going to make you successful in this business. And I'm just going to shoot it straight. No BS. This is what it is. You are the only person that's stopping you. There is nothing that somebody could give you a quick answer to something. Everybody has the same starter kit, the same resources, the same tools at your fingertips. Whenever I don't cook, y'all know me. I don't cook. I don't like to cook. I have to follow a recipe card. In this business, Some of you overthinkers, and you know who you are, you want the recipe card. I need the list, I need the postcard, I need to copy it. I can't make this dish without the recipe. I can't talk about joining unless I have the recipe. I'm telling you right now, you have the recipe. It's the little scent sample and it's your mouth. It's booking parties instead of focusing and getting orders. That is how you get recruits. People are not going to see your really cute postcard and go, "Hi, Heather, I'm here to join your team. I'm knocking on your door. I'm here to join." That is not going to happen. No matter how many times you're posting on social media, hopeful posting is not going to run your business. You have to be meeting people. You've got to focus on getting these parties. When you have this perfect present and this perfect package of a fun experience, them getting to know you, building that relationship with you, that is where the power is. You have a choice to go to any restaurant to eat that you want. Why do you choose the ones you go to? Well, I choose the restaurant I go to because when I walk in, I know my bartender sees me and makes my little drink or pours my glass of wine before I'm even sitting in that bar stool. And they're like, "Hey, Heather," or the hostess is waving at me. I have a choice on where I want to go. People have a choice on who they want to buy Scentsy from. What sets you apart? They have to get to know you. They have to know me, that I can't close my left eye and it's like a weird face. They know my weird things. They know I drink 4 large unsweet teas a day. That's why people keep coming back to me. You have to be vulnerable. You have to be meeting people, and you've got to open up and become a great conversationalist. You will not be able to run this business on a script or a recipe from someone else. The thing is this business is for everyone. This business can be exactly what you need it to be. And you know I love whiskey. Yes, of course. That's what I'm saying. It can be whatever you want it to be, but you have to be vulnerable. You've got to get out there and meet people. And yes, you have to dive into that workstation and pump these training videos like crazy. You know why? Because you're going to get bits and pieces and nuggets. You're going to hear that one thing that gets you out of your comfort zone and goes, "You know what? I'm just going to go for it right now. I'm going to text 5 people I know right now and say, I think you'd be really great at this. Do you know we have a $20 join special?" And it's just getting that courage to maybe reaching out to your 5 closest friends that if you were selling dirt, they would buy dirt from you. A lot of times it's your courage or the fear or not having the ingredients and you have to use paprika instead of black pepper. Like it's okay. It still works. It all works the same. And the outcome will still be the same. You know why? Because people connect over fragrance. It's the common bottom denominator. Now, I do want to touch on this really quick. People keep saying, "I don't want to salesy. I'm not salesy. I don't know what to say." You need to start using your products. If you don't know what to say to people, you need to plug in your warmer. You need to use your diffuser. You need to use the counter clean. You need to use the laundry stuff. You're sounding salesy because you're trying to sell people. And here's the thing, when you're sharing it, and I say, "Oh my gosh, this Johnny Appleseed, it smells so fresh." It is, my room smells like apples right now. That's a big difference in me sharing apple versus, "Who doesn't like a little Johnny McIntosh apple? You should put this in your warmer because if you live up north, you love apples." Right? It's totally different. If you're using the stuff and sharing it, it's very different than selling. And that's where you have to absolutely use the products so it rolls off your tongue and you're not trying to script anything. Because if somebody asks you for directions, are you going to be like, "Okay, you're going to have to go down left, turn left at the light. You're going to head northeast, go south"? No, you're going to be like, "You know what? Head down to the McDonald's, I think. You might have to do a U-turn or something." It's just got to come out very natural. And Jen said it best. You literally have to practice. I don't care if you get a mirror or you do it to your spouse or whatever. You've got to practice having conversations. The only way you become a better conversationalist and on camera and talking to people is doing it, right? It's repetition. It's consistency. they used to call it smiling and dialing. We used to have the very first company I had, it had a mirror on our desk because every time you had a phone call, you had to look in the mirror and make sure you're smiling because it reflects in your voice when you're talking and smiling versus, hey, it's Heather, do you want to have a party? It's a big difference, right? So there's a lot of different things that are going to stop you, but it's a choice. You all wake up at 9. You could choose to get up an hour early if you want. It's all a choice. This business is a choice. I choose to get up every single morning early. I take a shower. I get dressed for my day as I'm going out in public, even if I'm staying home, because I know if I'm in my pajamas, I'm not as productive. There's little routines that I've done in my business that help me make sure I'm more productive, where I can meet new people every single day and have those conversations to get to know them. And we talked about this the other day on our Work It Wednesday. Don't leave joining with a stranger that just came to the party. We said it's like a relationship. You're not going straight to home base and going to the 4th base on the first date. No, you have to be courted. Kiss me on my cheek first. Let's ease into it. Then we might go to second base after some cocktails or whatever, but you're not going to go straight into, you know what, because that's not, we're not those kind of people, right? We're going to take it slow. So we want to be courted. We want to be dated. And that's exactly how building your relationships with people are as a Scentsy consultant. Now, before we go, I'm going to show you, I'm going to stop talking after this, but I'm going to show you my join packet because I promised some girls in Jamie's group that I would. And I stole and copied this from a lot of people. So I didn't create any of this. Don't even think I did. Hey, and if you don't want to buy these bags, these little Mylar 8x10s, use the heavy duty plastic ones that come in all of our products. These are free. They're very durable. Write a Sharpie. Hey, so much fun. $99 to join or $59. Use a Sharpie. It doesn't cost anything. Here's in mine. And I print everything at home. I give them 3 product lists because I think it's important to have products that they can share immediately. Here's a real fancy top 10 tips for new consultants. It's just a bunch of words that people probably don't even read because when there's too many words on a paper, no one reads it, but heck, it's in there in case somebody wants to read it. I did put a copy of the compensation plan. It's in their starter kit. They probably don't even need that either. This is a valuable one. And very important, copy of the shooting star kit. This is why you're working so hard for your 500 PRV by your 15th day. Here is, let's talk labels. How to make labels, label everything. Let's make felt samples, why it's important. It's the fragrance that sells. A little copy of my business hours because I'm not going to answer your call at 10 o'clock at night. I do have a family and life and wine time. Not interfering with that. Why Amy is so important. This is a huge little assistant. So I'm giving you a little copy of download this free app that you get for 3 months, I think, or something. I don't know. You pay after, but it's worth it. So you don't even have to know the answers. It really doesn't matter. You just joined. It's time to get to work. Like personal business activities. It's PRV, prospecting, and customer service. Just a little handout. Welcome to our team. I mean, nothing much. It just says 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. A little copy of the 4 chords, what we think is so important in building this business. I want you to read that. I do give you a little bit of felt and then my little drug baggies, a little packet. This is only to my team, not my group. Only my team. I don't do anything for my group. Sorry, group. Love y'all. But hi, I'm here at a bar. I'll send out a bar. And a business card, and 2 more papers. Don't make this mistake. The number one mistake consultants do when they first join. They focus on getting individual orders and not asking if they would like to earn free and half price stuff by booking a party. Focus on bookings, not orders. That's an infomercial. See, I was just selling you on that. Did you feel it or was I sharing it? I was totally selling you on that. And then gummy bears and a card. And then the opportunities of training every single week that you got. That's all I send out. It's $4 to mail. I get a little stressed out when everybody starts joining because I'm like, oh my gosh, at $4 a piece. And guess what? All of my documents are available. I'm going to put it in the chat. Scented. Don't try to request to join my group, because if you're not in my group, we will not add you. So just by me sending this to you, doesn't mean you have to join. In the chat, pull that Dropbox. All the files, you have access to all of that on there, girls and boys and guys and men and ladies. All of you are covered. Yeah, all right. Who else is, no, I'm not gonna mail any of them out because I only have enough for my team since it's $20 a month. All the files are in the Dropbox, so you can totally have that for sure. Yeah, all right, anybody else?
Can I just ask a quick question, and we might be able to end early tonight?
Sure.
By a show of hands, don't unmute, but by a show of hands, do you guys find yourself ever comparing yourselves to any of us or to each other, and maybe you don't feel like you're where you should be? We all feel that way, you guys, honestly. And another little personal story, because I love stories because they connect us, right? They make you know that you are no different than myself or Heather or Callie or Jen or anybody else. When I hit Superstar Director, I was like, woo! Oh crap, right? All at the very same time, because I instantly felt this need to compare myself to every Superstar Director that was there before me, and I wasn't good enough, and I was terrified. And I had two choices at that moment: either sit in a hole and do nothing, or buckle down and do something. So I stopped looking at what everybody else was doing that I was not ready to do or didn't have the budget to do. And I found what worked for me, for my family, for my budget, for my business at that time in my life. So when you hear us share every week with you over and over again, we don't ever expect anybody to go out and do everything that we're telling you. We started with a $99 kit, a very few tools, no Facebook, and a team of one. We started exactly where you are. We didn't start sending these big, huge packets or making these little things. A handwritten note for an online order was all I used to send. Then that handwritten note turned into a handwritten note with a scent circle when I could afford it. Please don't ever think that you need to be like somebody else, or that you're not going at a pace that should be faster. Your story and your journey is meant for you and only for you. And there's a reason why you are where you are at this specific time. I promise you, I know that sounds cliche and silly, but from somebody who was such a comparer and felt so unworthy of my position, I've had to learn to kind of overcome that. I don't know anything, or excuse me, I don't know everything. Neither does anybody on this screen. We all, regardless of titles or years in this business, rely on each other. We rely on the home office. We rely on our workstation, and we all just come together to try to share to make all of us better and stronger business owners. So please remember that with every story that we share, with every tool that we try to share, it is in no way to make you feel unworthy or that you're not doing good enough. It is simply to help you think, how can I use that? Or what can I take from tonight's call and apply to my business? And maybe it's just one or two nuggets, and those one or two nuggets turn into four, and you eventually start building these steps to a more successful business. We have been here for all of us over a decade.
Yes.
So, but we're still learning. Every single week I learn something from every time Jenna opens her mouth, because the way she sees and thinks is completely not how I see or think. And I always take away from her. I love how she words things. I love that she said her mouth is her biggest asset. It is. Every person I've ever recruited, it necessarily hasn't come because of a join packet or information. It might have been the starting gate for a conversation. It might have been the, hey, you are a super great server tonight. I'd love to gift you this. But it always ends up with a conversation. So I know that sometimes we get afraid of recruiting because we don't know what to say, or we're afraid somebody will say no. Whatever the fear is that's stopping you, just do it anyway. Find what you're comfortable with and what you can afford or what works for you, and do that. Be authentic to who you are. Don't try to be somebody that you emulate in Scentsy's world, because you need to stand out for who you are in this world, not for somebody else. So just take that advice, you guys. Go out and invite your 5 best customers, hostesses, friends, your cousin, your sister, whatever, to come do this with you, because we have a lot of fun. I'm not going to lie. Every Thursday night, we have a really freaking good time. And the more that's here, the more fun we have. So just keep that in mind as you go out and, think about everything that you've heard tonight. Do you. And I know that sounds silly, but you really do have to do you. So
yeah, and you're not responsible for your recruit success.
No.
Here's the deal. When you bought your starter kit or you got your host exclusive starter kit, you are a Scentsy independent consultant. When you sponsor 10, 2 people are going to work it hardcore. The other 8, not so much. And you're going to get frustrated and be like, why are these people not doing anything? What can I do to get them motivated? Here's the big freaking answer. Absolutely nothing, because you can't want it more than they want it. What do you need to do? You need to start talking to more people. You need to have more conversations. You need to ask more people to join your team. If you're not good at doing parties, get good at doing parties.
Right.
I have finally in a groove. And we started these parties when COVID hit over a year ago. These past 2, I'm finally in a groove. Stella has her groove back because right now these 2 parties have been over 1,000 sponsoring, flipping, bookings. I'm finally figuring it out for me.
But from the outside, right, people would look at you and be like, Heather's got it all figured out. She's nailing this. She's doing. No, we're always tweaking. We bounce stuff off each other every single day, you guys. We learn. Here's the best part. We learn from essential certified lead consultants. And I'm begging my team, please share your stories. Tell me how you're doing that. I don't care what your title is. I can learn from anybody. So if you have an idea that works, you need to share it with your team page and your leaders, because I know all of us, I can speak for all of us on here. We want to learn from you. We don't always want to have all the answers, and we don't always have them. So we want to learn from you. So share them.
Yeah. If you're not learning, you're not growing. Right. As simple as that. All of us that you're listening to every Thursday night, we still show up on every training call. We do training courses on the workstation, and you're looking at us. Well, how are these 6-figure income earners doing training? They already have it, because we don't know it all. Things are changing constantly. And if you're not learning, you're not growing. So you've got to show up to go up.
And it's not an instant overnight success, guys. I mean, I wish it was, but it takes work and dedication and training. You wouldn't start a new job anywhere, including McDonald's, and not get trained and ask questions. This is no different. The only difference is you have an uncapped income potential with this job. So it's really important that you show up, and it's really important that you engage and ask questions so you can grow. So the end.
The end.
The end. Another great Thursday night shift.
Callie, you want to wrap it up?
Yeah, no, I don't think I have anything to add other than thank you for joining us. We hope that you enjoyed. Remember themonthlymovement.com/files and Heather's scenttocommunity.com/Dropbox. Find lots and lots of tools there. And we hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your night. We will talk to you here next week. Bye, guys.
Good night, everyone.
Bye, everybody. I'm going to have some wine.